Hey, Patricia, how are you?
Thank you very well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's a gray day outside, but it's sunny inside, and I have stars around me, and I'm happy.
I can see the stars on the ceiling, and I was
Yes.
thinking that it's normal that a star like you has stars everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Yes, yes.
I wish I could say the same for us here. It's so gray and so cold.
It
I
is.
have
It
no
is
stars,
very.
but I have the La Caverne, the story of
Yes.
humanity. The story of humanity. Primitive people.
So today, why don't we give an example of what does a coach do to our friends here who are listening? And for that, I'd like to ask you, um, can you tell me about a a story? We're going to preserve, of course, the
Private.
confidentiality, of course, but we can talk in general about the story of one of your clients
Mhm.
and where she came from, what was the problem, and the solution or the state of mind when she left you. So let's walk through that slowly. So
Okay.
tell me, would you like to pick an example?
Oh, I have so many examples. I'm just scanning in my mind right now which one to pick that is quick and interesting and fascinating for the people that watch this video.
So, for instance, one of your latest.
I have two that are very interesting. One this morning, let's call her Mary. Her name is not Mary, and she lives in Switzerland. And I have another one, let's call her Mary number two. She lives in the south of Italy. And
Okay,
and we had
so
an amazing 20-minute session that was transformational 2 days ago. So we can choose whenever.
okay, talk about Mary number two.
Okay, so Mary number two is a
So
girl.
what is the What is the problem?
Yes, she's a girl of 39 years old, and she came here with a love problem. So a problem, if we can call it a problem, it's all about programming. She is in a relationship and she's not satisfied of her relationship. She has a
Very good.
voice that says that I need to go, and another voice that says I cannot do
I have to stay.
it. Okay.
That's very typical. So a lot of us are faced with decisions, and we keep torturing ourselves by do or do not do, do and don't, and do and don't. Okay, so she's tormented with this decision.
She's
Uh,
making this decision. So she comes here in Lugano from the south of Italy. She takes a plane, and we have an amazing VIP day. We go in the nature. The one of the modules of the Meraki way is to go in the nature and to speak with the nature so that we receive guidance.
Perfect.
So she let go of her fears of being abandoned, of her fears to be alone, of her fears that she cannot make it by herself. And the most important fear is I'm not loved.
Ah,
So the double bind with which we were working, let's say the conflict, the paradox is with her, how can I be free in an intimate relationship?
okay. So in her mind, if she's in a relationship, she's not free. That was her mental paradox.
Her mental paradox, because
Paradigm, I should say.
she was living relationships like competition. So
Oh, really?
in her unconscious programming, love is a competition. Love is war. I always need to prove that I deserve to be loved. And when I do that, I'm doomed. The relationship is doomed because at the end of the day, the man will leave. Men leave always.
Oh, so that's what she's attracting.
So this is what she has been attracting, and this is a recurring story, like a broken disc. So what we did is we worked the whole day. We identified the story that was running her system. That was step number one of the process, of the healing process. Step number two, we restructured the perception of this reality that she has been repeatedly attracting and creating. And step number 3, what we did, we went into a new timeline. We created a new reality where Mary, number 2, was seeing herself with an amazing partner.
Yeah.
And she felt love, and her partner had the ideal characteristics, the ones that she wanted, because in the relationship she was not with a person with the ideal characteristics. She was with a person that had the opposite characteristics of what she wanted. Okay, so we went into this trip. We constructed a new timeline because we are living in the present, and every little point in the present represents a new reality. So she chose the reality that she wanted to create, and she created it.
Okay, so let me ask you. So she chose the reality she wanted to create, and she anchors it. And then when you say she created it that day, I mean, are you saying she created it?
She let go of the old story energetically.
Yes, and she created it in her mind.
So she created it in her heart, because if we create it in our mind, it doesn't work.
Perfect.
What she did, she felt as if the new relationship that she wanted was here now. So in order to do that, we did also a work on her relationship with the divine, because she had another belief that was saying that the divine, I know that it exists, but I don't feel it in my body. I don't believe that the divine is protecting me and is showing me the way. I don't believe it. I've read about it. I've read a lot, also because spiritually she has done a lot of work. I mean, she came here with a nice baggage, a nice background. So it was very interesting because she was reflecting something in me. Okay, about the divine, about her relationship with the divine. It was a relationship a little bit cold and warm, lukewarm, When I create miracles, I believe in the divine. When things go wrong, where the hell is the divine?
Need the proof now and then, yeah. So she, at the end of the day, so she had a full day with you, and at the end of, wow, and went in nature. You worked on her negative beliefs.
Yes,
you tried to.
There are 3 modules. Very easy.
Very nice.
Very easy, and the whole process is,
And let me ask you: have you got in touch with her since then? Do you know what she's doing?
We have been doing, after her VIP day, we have been doing a maintenance program.
Very good.
Where it was so amazing and so interesting, because she was tending to fall again into the old paradigm. And
that's what.
One word, she was calling me only with one word, like wake up. She was immediately realigned to the new timeline that she had designed. And it took time for her to put in her body the new reality, because the first step is to understand it, and the second step is really to move your body
to feel it.
To reality. So sometimes this takes time, because we have been living like 40 years, 50 years in the old paradigm. Sometimes we need training, it's like a muscle. We need to train this muscle. And I think that the role of the coach, I believe that the role of the coach is to remind us who we really are. To remind the client who he or she is really in her core, which is an infinite being able to create whatever he or she wants.
Fantastic. So I like the idea of the maintenance, because exactly, we are human beings, and we are creatures of habits, so we kind of fall back in our habits. And with that, you are there always to remind her, pick her up, give her new tools, so that she can, as you said, live in her new timeline.
As a matter of fact, I'm not giving her new tools. I'm giving her only one. She doesn't need new tools, because I realize that all these tools that we find on the internet, on YouTube, etc., This is another excuse that keeps us stuck. When you have one tool that works, just use this one.
And for her, what was that tool?
The tool is my process. It's a 3-step process.
Well, 3 steps, yes.
3 steps. The first step, the first phase is let go of the old story. After that, you have identified it. The second one is to conceive the new strategy, the new timeline. The third one is to create it. That's it. Easy.
Yeah.
You know, the easier it is, the more simple it is, the more powerful it is. So, of course, we need maintenance. It's like when we go to a Pilates class.
Exactly.
Okay. We have all our muscles, the muscles that we didn't even know that we have, that are moved. We realize, oh, I have a muscle here, I have a muscle here, I have a muscle here, a very tiny muscle there. If we don't go to the class twice per week to, you know, to feel really our body, to feel like padrone, we say in Italian, like a leader of your body. You feel one with your body, you feel strong, you know. If you don't do that, it's so easy to go on the sofa and sleep again.
It's true.
And we forget to go to the Pilates because, of course, going to the Pilates, sometimes we want to go, sometimes we're lazy to go, sometimes it's too cold, like today, it's 5 degrees here in Switzerland, Celsius. Sometimes it's too hot. Sometimes I'm too tired.
Yeah, you know what? It's very easy not to go because you have hundreds of excuses. But actually, it's also very easy to go if you have an objective or something set in your mind. And in her case, once she has this new story in her mind, it becomes very easy to follow.
Yes.
Her new story. So it's kind of very easy to not do, and it's very easy to do, depending on where you want to go.
Yes, you just need to remember to put your wake-up call. Your alarm. That's it.
Yeah.
So yesterday she called me. After all the things that we did together, she was crying. The whole drama came back again. You know? Like the monster came back again. And I said, Mary number 2, wake up. No, I have to tell you the story. It was so tempting for her to enter into the drama. I had to negotiate for her for 10 minutes. And I told her, I do not want to hear the story. No drama, no story, because you are entering in the identification of the victim again by telling, no, but I have to tell you. No, I'm not listening. And what we did the 3 steps again, like in 10 minutes over the phone. And today she put a beautiful testimonial on the Italian group, on the Facebook Italian practice group. You can see it if you want, because you're part of the group. And very nice.
Very good.
She has an archetype, because when she came here for the VIP day, I asked her to bring symbols. So her symbol for freedom and love and joy is a little animal in that the children, you know, love. It's called the Ape Maya. I don't know if you have this in Canada or in the United States. Ape Maya is it's a bee, and her name is Maya. Okay.
Oh, Maya the bee. Yes, Maya the bee. We do.
You have Maya the bee. Okay.
Yes.
So her symbol was Ape, the Maya, Ape Maya in Italian, we call it like that. And yesterday we went immediately to the Ape Maya. We didn't enter into the story.
Okay.
So Ape Maya is a model for her.
Yeah.
And immediately she felt in her heart the love and the healing. She said, oh my God, Patricia, I've always fallen asleep. Thank you.
You woke me up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was
Very
amazing.
good. I think I like this story because very often people wonder, they get stuck in their life and they think that there's no solution. They go in circles. They don't realize that out there's someone who can help. So I'm sure I'll go read the testimonial, but I'm sure she's kind of she's in a place today where she wouldn't have been had she not reached out to you as a coach.
Yes, she's
so
an amazing. She's one of the. We speak a lot about amazing coaches, but I like to speak about amazing clients.
yes,
she's an amazing person, an amazing client, because she was doing her homework. She was committed, and when we are committed,
voila.
the results.
No, the coaches cannot do anything to a person who's not committed, a person who doesn't show up, a person who's not willing to go through the loops, sometimes the pain, sometimes the and who are not like, if she did not hear what you said, I don't want to listen, then she worked with you. If she had not followed your advice and kept in her victim mode, she wouldn't have gotten out.
So Mary number 2 is reflecting in us something that we all of us have, even us as coaches, because of course we're human beings. Okay,
I was gonna say we all have a little victims that wakes up in us. I was just gonna say that,
and
we all do.
Up in Maya the bee, which of course this is a symbol, it's an archetype. Each one of us has his or her symbol. Mine is a butterfly. That's why I use the butterflies a lot in on my site and in my articles, etc., because of the transformation and the lightness and the color and the joy, etc. So we all of us, we have like an archetype to remind us that our nature is infinite and that we can create what we want. What stops us from creating what we want is only our mindset.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Is
our mindset.
The mindsets, yes. Well, on that, Patricia, time flies, but we have to say goodbye.
Yes, thank you very much, Miriam, for this short.
Well, no, it was very informative. I appreciate that, and I am happy that you share your know-how and your little stories. And we'll do more of these. So maybe we could see you next week. Well, not maybe, but we will. I see you next week.
I will be very happy to listen one of your success stories, because I know that you have so many in all the businesses you're having, because you have so many businesses you are taking care of. So
come on,
we
will.
These are beautiful metaphors for all of us.
Yes, they are. So until next week, stay safe, everybody. And if you realize that you're falling into a pattern of victim, pick yourself up and just to think that there are solutions to get out of it and build the life dream that you want to build. Okay, everyone. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank
you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.